Good evening, fellow patriots. It has been brought to my attention that with the allowance of Ilhan Omar, Rashid Tlaib, AOC, and that other bumbling idiot, with them being allowed in our Congress as traitors, as members of Hamas, as terrorists, as communists and fascists, the federal government is in direct violation of Article 1, Section 8 of the United States Constitution. And by being in violation of Article 1, Section 8, they have effectively rendered themselves null and void as a government. And under Section 1, Article 8, we the people can pretty much fucking ignore the federal government now, and every law they pass is unenforceable because they are an illegitimate government. By allowing terrorists from Somalia and Palestine to raise their hands and swear into our government, they have basically nullified themselves, for lack of a better word. And that gives us, the American people, the right to ignore all of their unconstitutional laws regarding the Second Amendment, because they are now null and void. They were done by a government that was illegitimate and had no power and had no authority to act on behalf of or to speak on behalf of the American people. We need to rise up right now and eject this illegitimate government and replace it with a new one. And replace it with a new one that will put firm laws in play banning Islam from the United States, like every other smart country is doing. They see Islam for what it is, nothing more than terrorist doctrine. And they are banning Islam from their countries, closing their mosques, rounding them up, and kicking them out, or imprisoning them. Sounds good to me. It's exactly what we should be doing here. We should be shutting down every single mosque and rounding up every single Muslim and giving them 24 hours to leave the country or die. It's that simple. You're not wanted here. Leave. Get the fuck out. This is a Judeo-Christian nation. We follow the laws of Yeshua, we follow the laws of Yahweh, and we follow the laws of Jesus Christ. That is the way this country was founded, on the Judeo-Christian beliefs. That is how this country is going to stay. It is not going to be torn apart by communists like Bernie Sanders and communists like Pocahontas. And Cory Booker's a criminal. Maxine Waters is a criminal. Hillary Clinton is the biggest criminal to ever walk the earth when it comes to government. Kamala Harris is a fraud. She claims to be black when she's Indian, so she doesn't even know what the hell race she is. So she certainly should not be allowed to run for any form of government, let alone the presidency of the United States. And every single member of this Democratic side of the field has all committed serious, treasonous violations of the Constitution that would automatically disqualify them from running for office if they were Republicans, if they were Donald Trump. If Donald Trump took a trip to Mexico like Cory Booker did and taught Mexicans how to circumvent the border and how to get into our country illegally like Cory Booker did, if Donald Trump did that, Donald Trump would be impeached and imprisoned for treason. But if a Democrat does it, named Cory I Molest Underage Girls Booker, it's perfectly okay for him to do it. It's perfectly okay for Pocahontas to also go down to the border and do the exact same thing. They've all done it. Kamala Harris has done it. They've all done it. Buttigieg has done it. And that other Beto loser, he's done it. He's personally gone across the border, held hands, and brought people back into this country illegally. That is treason. Not to mention what the governors of the states of California, New York, New Jersey, Chicago, every single one of those governors has committed treason with their draconian anti-Second Amendment to the U.S. Constitution's gun laws. They are treasonous. And they need to be rounded up and executed for their crimes against the United States. Governor Phil Murphy of New Jersey is the number one offender when it comes to violating the Second Amendment of the U.S. Constitution. My own home state of New Jersey, I'm ashamed of every single New Jerseyan because you don't have the balls that you had 20 years ago. You would have thrown this guy out on his ass like you did to Jim Florio, like you did to the other governors that you didn't like. You simply got rid of them. But you won't do it to this rat. The biggest freaking scumbag since Hillary Clinton. And yet he still sits in office violating your rights on a daily basis. Him and his buddy Cuomo in New York. Homo Cuomo. They do the same damn thing. Violating New Yorkers' rights to own guns. But yet they surround themselves with bodyguards with automatic weapons. If you hate guns that fucking much, you should be forced to lose your protective details and be on your own. You don't need a gun. You don't like guns. You think guns are icky. You think guns are bad. So what gives you the right to be protected by armed men with fully automatic assault rifles? With actual assault rifles. Not AR-15s. No. Your bodyguards are using actual fully automatic assault rifles to protect you. But you hate guns. So you should not be allowed to be protected by people with guns. They should have to protect you with sticks and rocks. Maxine Waters is a threat to national security. She called for the outright violence against Trump supporters and against Trump's own staff. Called for violence against them. Called for them to be attacked and beaten. That's a violation of the Constitution. You cannot do that. You try to incite violence against another political party. Hitler did that too. You're no better than Hitler. Maxine Waters is the black Adolf Hitler. She is no better than what Adolf Hitler did when he assassinated his rivals that would have beaten him, and he never would have came to be had he not played by Maxine Waters' rules of kill your enemy, kill your competition, so that you have no competition. If Maxine Waters had it her way, that's exactly what would happen. Trump would be dead. If Maxine Waters had it her way, Trump would be dead. People need to rise up and let's just kick this war off already. Every single militia that has the audacity and the cojones to call themselves militias, you're all a bunch of pussies. You're all a bunch of fat fucks that drink beer and go play G.I. Joe on the weekend. Here's a novel idea, you fucking rednecks. You call yourselves a militia? Act like one. Actually take up arms and do something. Because it's long overdue. This government is now illegitimate with their violations of Article 1, Section 8 of the U.S. Constitution of the United States. But where are all these so-called militias? Oh yeah, they're sitting on their asses drinking their Bud Lights and playing G.I. Joe on the weekend. Because they just think it's cool to be in a militia. Because they get to say that they're in a militia. They don't even know what the fucking word means. They don't even know the history of it. They don't even know the honor that comes along with it. They don't know shit. They're a bunch of fucking pussies that need to get off their ass and let's get this party started, instead of you acting like a weekend warrior. Ooh. You dress up in camo and you go play paintball. You're an overgrown adolescent with beer. You're not militias, and you shouldn't be allowed to call yourselves militias because you're dishonoring the real Minutemen that built this fucking country 245 years ago, when they died for their beliefs. They didn't hesitate to lay down their lives for the cause, because it was a just and noble cause for freedom. Not just, I'm going to go dress up and play G.I. Joe. It's a joke. It's an absolute joke. This country is a fucking joke. And it deserves to fall apart the way it's falling apart. Because what we have now is a bunch of self-absorbed, selfish, conceited, lazy out the ass people who wouldn't know shit from shit. Because they're too fucking stupid. And it is the end of my country as I know it. I am watching my country die before my eyes. I never thought I would live to see the day that we are this close to having communists and terrorists running the United States of America. You people have absolutely no one to blame but yourselves. The writing has been on the wall for 30 fucking years. And you have done absolutely nothing except sit with your head up your ass and do nothing while Rome burns around you, while your enemies get into places that are highly influential and highly powerful, and here your enemies sit now perched above you in positions of power because you fell asleep on your watch and you let the likes of scummy Ilhan Omar and Tlaib and AOC, that fucking Down syndrome afflicted retard, you let them get into power. And now this country is dangerously teetering on the line of death. This country is in massive VFib right now. And it's about to go flatline. And I just hope to God that I honestly die of a stroke or a heart attack or something in the next 2, 3, 4 years so that I don't have to witness the death of the greatest nation on earth. God bless America. God save the Republic, because the Lord knows it needs it.